laser off in the front was originally going to be $30. Walmart said no, that's too expensive. I'm looking at that today. Oh no. Now I got like
hard on.
red.
I guess I don't get to see.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it either option.
I saw one and I was like, oh, look at that, and I forgot about it, and now we're here. They got like a weird alien feeling. The guy's like pull it out and flip around and then put it back. Or transform it.
All right, Transformers fans. So to close out our amazing weekend together, we'd like to finish with a roundtable podcasters discussion. So give it up for our podcasters. And I am a lazy moderator, so I'm going to let you introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Aaron from the WTF podcast.
Hi, I'm Chris Vangelis, the Mind Freak from Las Vegas, the WTF podcast.
Woo! I am Jen, aka Trickster with an X, because it's cybertronian that way, from IconUnderground.net, doing Stasis Pod and Icon Underground Radio.
I'm David, also from Icon Underground. Stasis Pod.
I'm Gerald. I'm by Cyber East, and I'm from the Transmission podcast.
I'm Scott, aka Dr. Pants from the Transmission podcast and from Nerds for Dogs on YouTube. The Dr. Pants? The Dr. Pants, the one and only.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm from Children of Primus. We podcast from again on YouTube.
I'm Charles, aka Big C, and I'm also from Transmission Podcast.
Hey,
I'm surprised this was here.
okay, so my mom's in the hospital and I want to give her a little bit of cheer. So if in like 3 seconds from the countdown, if y'all could just give a big hoo-ah, hey, noisy noise, boys, kick ass, that would be really cool. Are we down? Sure. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, hey mom. Thank you. I'm not putting that online, I'm just sending that to her. I did that on Friday and it really lifted her spirits, so I want to do it again. That's also why I said, you know, be selfish at first. So when someone said no, I'd be like, wow, you hate my mom? Hey, did you all get to TFCon?
Yes.
I never did.
No, I missed it. It was alright. Those of you who went. Oh, well, it was kind of odd. I don't know if you noticed, it was kind of odd in the dealer room.
I got to be for anybody came to TFCon, so go on Children of Crimes to figure out that.
Well, I was just curious, as a little icebreaker. I'm assuming you all got something at TFCon. Like, if you were to highlight like one cool thing you got, like maybe what it would be, as a form of discussionary icebreaking, don't look out at the table. You go look at, he's fine, he's trained. He won't throw up. But, yeah, do you maybe start on that end?
Well, so I'm definitely more of a Transformers connoisseur. I did get some things, but the thing that I want to highlight is getting to meet Simon Furman in person and getting to interview him.
Nice.
Was really a big win for me. So I was really happy about that. I'm still.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, Daryl, what was that?
I said the question you usually ask me, you need to ask him.
How many comics did you bring?
First of all, I will answer that question because it's usually my question. So
First, you got asked him. Anyway, I'll answer.
So I want to say, because Simon Furman, it's been a very long time since we've been here, and I've never met him in person. I brought 47 comics.
Only?
Yes. So
Charles.
Okay, yeah. So before coming, I didn't know Simon was charging $10 a signature. So I bought. So I was just pulling stuff. I said, okay, I got every era of Simon Furman. I'm putting them all in. Then I got here, and Friday night I said, well, let me count and see how many comics I actually brought with me. And it was 205.
So $2,050 worth of signatures.
That is potentially. Potentially, yes. I did not spend $2,050 on signatures this weekend.
Not just like a bulk deal?
yeah, 5 for free.
But yeah, the first 5 were free, so I got 15 signatures. So.
Is this bullying Daryl? I don't like. You're just getting in on this thing, but like you went triple digits straight away. Hey, what's the? Hey, you know that? I brought 205 comic books. So what did you do?
It was a hold my ear moment.
Well, I actually have some Furman story. Actually, one of our hosts for our channel. He actually had the first comic book that Simon Furman wrote, and he never had that, so he actually gave it to him as a gift. So I thought that was pretty cool. That such a change to that. So shout out to him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get things, and I went on a murder crime rant about that because Bush's bank decided to, all weekend, decided to take my debit card and not return it back. And so I've been asking people to send me money.
Nova Scotia Bank.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I'm not a comic book guy, toy guy, so how many did you bring? Comics? None. Okay. Not a single one. I didn't leave one. But I bought a lot of toys, and I have no idea what to highlight it. Actually, you know what? I didn't intend on buying it, but I got the Unique Toys Onslaught from the pricey table. And I wasn't looking for that figure, but that was pretty cool. But I will share one other thing. That's probably the best thing I got from this weekend is yesterday when we were getting together to like head out to dinner. Some guy walks up to me, pokes me in the shoulder, and goes, "Hey!" I'm like, "Hey," and we're walking, and I didn't know this guy. And we're all looking around, and I asked, "Who is this guy?" I think Daryl looked it up on his phone. It's Terry McDonald. So I ran into him today, and I was like, "Listen, I didn't have a chance to come back
from another convention. I realized that I didn't, and I'm like, listen, it's okay. And I knew you were Mrs. Doubtfire, so if I had known it was you, I would have replied, piss off, Lou. It wasn't a movie. And I actually had a really good talk with him. He was really nice. So it was a kind of weird, serendipitous moment.
That's what we call shooting your shot. You walk by and just jab someone on the shoulder and you hope they come to your table later on.
There you go. It worked. It worked. Just keep that in mind as you become famous.
I'm lucky enough found one of my piece I was looking for a while on Friday at a Parks Party. I have at home I have a really nice Thunder Clash. And if you know Thunder Clash, you know if you own one, you don't touch it. Just leave it alone. But at the Parks Party, I'm sitting there and I'm walking into somebody's or whatever, and I see a really nice looking complete Beast Machines Optimus Prime or Machine Wars, Machine Wars, yeah. And like, holy crap, there's a Thunder Clash that I can mess with. So I bought it. It was a great price, so I'm really happy to have that now. It's gonna be not fancy, but yeah, it's I'm really super stoked that I got that.
I came here looking for a few things, but one specific thing, Rick, to bots.
Hey,
Bots,
It keeps going.
risk to bots.
So if you're not familiar with Stasis Pod, it is a podcast that goes by episode, and we started by these tours. We sort of breezed through the Prom Trilogy and already 2001, but we just recorded the last episode of Rescue Bots. So the last few months we have been having a lot of feelings about Rescue Bots.
Weirdly, it's kind of become my favorite show.
it is the longest running Transformers series.
Yeah, for what? 104 episodes?
I was gonna say, when you said you started with, it was Beast Wars you started with, I was like, yeah, Rescue Bots must have been like the mountain when you got there.
Little side. Before the podcast, the only episode of Rescue Bots I've seen was the musical episode. I hated it. So I didn't touch the rest of the show until we got to this. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a pain.
I still haven't seen all of them, but I got intro with the Lobsters episode. So I haven't seen it.
Yes. So
So I brought one comic to have signed, and it was.
New.
No, I just had so many experiences at conventions that everything I wanted to have signed was already been signed. But I needed to get Alex Milne to sign a copy of More Than Meets the Eye number 15, because this is the most emotionally traumatic experience of my life. But every time I come to a convention, I always end up impulse buying one thing that has not Transformers, but it's something really fun. And this year's, on the first day, like 10 minutes after getting to the dealer room, I impulse bought a carton of Boxmaster Ninjas.
Nice.
Because our planet is in a jam.
Listen, no one understands ninjas better than ninjas.
Yes.
Botsmaster is such a beautiful show. Zib Zoolander is a great protagonist who does not have any G2 era yet. When I saw that show as a kid, my mom said it's funny they're calling him ZZ because that's like French slang for a dick.
No comments on ninjas.
No comments on ninjas. Ninjas is fine. I love ninjas and I love Matt Rebo. I'm a big Jizz fan. Look it up, Wikipedia, or whatever's called Wikipedia.
But truly, the most treasured thing I will take home is the experience of coming back to conventions after I haven't been to one in a while.
Welcome back. For those who don't know, for those who don't know, Trickster's from some very OG Transformers fandom. Usenet days.
Wow.
All
So-
toys, not Transformers.
Old Toys Transformers? Or
Yeah.
Old Toys Transformers Classics moderated?
Oh, I never messed with the moderated channel.
I was literally
I was too young for that.
I was gonna try to be clever. Hey, did you know that there was an artist alley room?
Yes.
Yes.
Good, because you didn't, then you're too late now. But there was some really good 3D printing stuff in there. Specifically, there's a lot of I got some good stickers too. But there was one 3D printing artist whose stuff was really resonating with me. I believe they are Time for Fun Toys. They have like a MicroMaster 6 combiner thing, but made for the new Siege ones. They have this little isopod transformer, and then this sick thing. This is a deluxe scale Armada dead end. It's the size of a baseball, and it feels like I can kill someone with it. I'm not trying to transform it yet. The artist is working on some videos to put up with instructions, so I don't want to mess around too much. But you can do the little doobie thing, and it's kind of feel that.
Is there an E-scale Armada Unicron coming?
Well, not yet. I was thinking that it would be fun to just put that with my Haslam Unicron. You know, to make my Haslam Unicron evergreen. But yeah, there's some very cool stuff there. And in general, there was I saw those signal lancers that were in there briefly. There was a lot of cool stuff in that Artist Alley, and I had a lot of fun perusing it.
The robot squid.
Oh yeah, the robot squid.
Yes.
Yeah, Funky's big orange squid with the. You mentioned the ball joints on that.
And rubber duckies and toothbrushes.
Yeah, and the trumpet.
And a toilet.
Yes.
The toilet was so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why?
And the gut gun.
Yeah.
This close to body.
So we all went to Artist Alley.
Yeah.
It was everything.
So no surprise to my collecting lately, I ended up finding a Diaclone Reboot item, the Traverse Tri-Wrangler, which fills in a different small gap in my Diaclone Reboot collecting. It's just more of the insane, hey, it all plays forward and backwards of this modern Tutara Diaclone Reboot stuff.
Did you not get briefly in trouble when you were looking at Lawbreakers?
Yeah, I was looking at Lawbreakers, and I was specifically told by Alfie not to start another thing. And I was like, they're Diaclone. It's okay, it's the same toy line. And she saw record. So, I didn't buy it.
Also, hey, why don't you introduce yourself and also tell us about a cool thing you got?
See, I was about to go like, so I thought I knew what the prompt was, because everyone started talking about comics when I walked in, and then it just evolved into I don't know what it was, so the prompt was what cool thing you got.
Yep.
Excellent. So I'm Josh, I'm from More Than Meets the Ear, we talk about Transformers Cybertron, and one of the coolest things I got was something I didn't know I needed until I saw it. And I think you guys just mentioned it was one of those 3D printed things in Artist Alley. It was from whoever it was that had the giant squid. I think you said Funky? Yeah. It's the racing trophy from the whole Velocitron arc from Transformers Cybertron. And I just saw it there and I went, must have this.
It's really worth mentioning since we brought it up so much. Funby was at the show to have physical stuff, for sale and visible. Funby primarily sells digital files for home printing. So if you go look up FUNBIE and you have a printer, then you can get in on some of this. Anyone here have a printer? Those are your new friends, everyone who didn't raise your hands. They're your pals on the 3D printer. So this TFCon was also the Toronto TFCon to coincide with the 40th anniversary of the Transformers. And as someone who is roughly Transformers years old, I don't like that. So I would like to have things, fixed a little bit. But I was wondering if any of you had like a very, anniversary kind of moment, like something, if it wasn't 40th anniversary, something that was very this is of time. I've been coming to TFCon a lot, I've been going to conventions a lot, I've been doing fandom a lot. Did something culminate for you this weekend? Just like a moment that made you think about the grand scope of how many comics you've brought to how many TFCons.
Well, I did get a picture with both Bob Budiansky and Simon Furman, and I held up one of their comics. Bob Budiansky said Transformers 17 is his favorite issue, so I held up that comic, and I held up the comic that introduced the records for Simon Furman. So I'll definitely post that on social media. But yeah, showing that the origin of Transformers is now 40 years later, not 40 plus whatever years later. It's
Doesn't have to be. We can just say it's time. Time is just a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my kids keep reminding me that I'm old, so.
He's got to shake them. Funny here.
My wife and I think my kids are watching live, so.
I think for me, there was a moment in time on Saturday when I definitely felt for 40 years. Go walking around and my back really hurt, and I was like, oh, I can't do this much more. So I went to the room and sat. That's when I felt the anniversary. Yeah.
There was a point in the dealer room where I had bent down to go through some bins, and getting up, I was just like,
The sound helps, I learned.
Yeah.
More primal with the runs, the easier it is to click, click, click.
Y'all gotta develop a good bucket squat for that stuff. Like when you get to the big toy bins, you gotta get your bin squat ready, 'cause then you just gotta like use side power to stand back up. Anyone here about a good bin squat?
What?
Just making sure you're paying attention.
For me, it was like, because this year obviously is bigger, because there's more vendors and so forth, and I just saw a lot of G1 figures. And so I was just walking through the dealer room and outside of the dealer room along, and I just saw some G1 figures that were like just flashbacks of moments of me being a kid, playing with my G1 figures, right? And so now when I go home and I see my collection of G1, I'm like, 40 years, man. Yeah, 40 years, I haven't used to wait for that long. So kind of brings a little tear. As we get older, but I'm still young at heart.
It's all about that cyclic thing, right? Like I had not the same level. I had a small one when I picked up a GoBot score. GoBots are very cool. And
yes.
any GoBot I pick up right now is usually one I have never had. I had a big GoBots moment a couple of years back where I went too hard. But there are a couple I don't have. If I pick one up, it's like this figure existed as long as I have, yet I never interacted with it. And I just found one in a bin. I had a good bin squad. I found one in a bin for $10. And there's a lot of beauty, I think, in that kind of stuff. We touched on this in the 2003 Leaseback panel, but like the pile that is like all of our different chronologies and younger fans and every generation, like kind of just stacking onto this community, I think makes for some really beautiful cyclic stuff that we're able to share with people, which gets away from the trope of like, you think about it all and damn, it's been so long. And then you think about it all and it's like, damn, now I can tell all these people about it. Or someone might have that for the Unicron trilogy, right? And it's so wild to me. I'm really getting excited about that stuff.
Yeah, I think the more that I talk to people who have come in, my original Transformers was G1 because I'm 45 years old. And just talking to people whose first Transformers was Beast Wars, or their first Transformers was Cybertron, or their first Transformers was the movies. And that just reminds me that this is something that is just ongoing. There's always something new. There's always something fresh. The Transformers that I love today is not necessarily the Transformers that I loved 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And just meeting lots of people and hearing about their early experiences and how they came into it and what really hooked them has been that really shows me that yeah, it's been 40 years and it's not going away. I mentioned at his panel about the fanzine project that is going on, and one of the little anecdotes I wrote up for that was that when I was a teenager back in the 90s, I thought I'd really like to get an Autobot symbol tattoo. Well, who's going to know what that is in 20 years? Actually, yeah, everybody knows. So yeah, that's a happy anniversary. It's still going. We're still here.
Any long timers out there? I almost called you in the chat. What's wrong with my brain?
I'm thinking of addressing my foster cats that way from now on. Like, hey, cat.
The French word for cat is chat. Spelled the
Exactly.
same way.
It works in Canada. Anyone out here sitting here in the IRL chat? Anyone here long time again, multi-decade perhaps? Over here. Are y'all feeling it though? Are y'all having a good time still?
Yeah.
If you're not, we'll make you. going to 2 Transformers conventions with lots of people on the 40th year. There was always a worry I had back in 2001 that something like this on the 30th year would just be kind of like, how do you put it, very memorialized. Very like, oh, remember when we posted on boards and then everything ended? But it didn't. There's something about the continuity of it that I find very refreshing and remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I was on Old Boys Transformers, and I'm here wearing more than meets the eye t-shirt and doing a podcast about rescue bots.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to add, because just to prove the point even more, like one of our questions, or one of our last questions that we asked our interviewers is like, what got you into Transformers, right? And, or which cartoon, right? And normally it's always been G1, but now it's less and less G1. It's like Prime, or Rescue Bots, or, Armada, right? And it's like, wow, what happened to G1 now, right? So you can tell how times are changing and different people are getting into Transformers for different reasons, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. But it tells you 40 years.
Yeah.
It's gone by, right?
The only thing that's truly shaken me about the passage of time this weekend is learning that Charles brought 205.
Yeah.
I overestimated. Get it right. 205 comic books. It's like, I know
I mean, the sad thing is that's a fraction of what the Simon Furman books I own. That was
So that was going through the collection and said,
these are the important ones I need to get some.
this long box, stuff to the gills.
Daryl, you have to write this down. You have a whole rest of 2024 to write this down.
Normally, just strip it down to the essentials, only the most essential 205.
You're asking Daryl to hold on to a joke and make fun of Charles for the same thing for a long time?
I don't think the twist is arm hard.
I did want to bring up, we were talking about the anniversary and like feeling it and whatnot, and I felt it not here, but this past year. So, my regular job, I teach high school, and I always have like a Transformers poster in my room, because that kind of make me feel like home. Kind of make me feel like that. And it was a Rise of the Beast poster, which is what I found. Kids were like, oh, what'd you think of this movie, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it was okay. Who's your favorite Transformer? Soundwave. Who's that?
Oh my god.
Big ass on the
Well, and then when they all start telling me, well, my favorite's Bumblebee, because he's such a cool little ninja warrior thing, and that whole radio thing he does is awesome, and I'm just like, you just failed class. You failed for the year.
I twisted my funny slightly.
Yeah.
I was playing Magic the Gathering with my Transformers Commander deck. And I was running Soundwave, and I played Soundwave in his alternate mode, and one of the opponents said, what's that? So I said, it's a box. Like, that's pretty neat, I bet it's magic or something. I was like, yeah, he turns into a magician's box. Anyway, I'm going to counter the next spell you play. I'm going to land.
Yeah, it's personal.
Yeah, what are the processors?
Pardon?
Yeah, what are those little tiny things that come out of the box?
Well, no, because he spits them out in robot mode. He spits out rapidly.
Yeah.
They just take it there. Oh, he's deploying these little gargoyles. All right, that's
Sounds
good. Box wood.
And one last thing is in class, you get to the end of the year, you're not going to lunch and show a movie. There's a movie on the show. I'm going to show Transformers. And they get real disappointed. Real disappointed when it's not Michael Bay. What is this crap? Get out of my class.
What's a litho?
It's like if I'm forced to watch a movie all day, it's going to be a movie I want to watch. You can deal with it for 45 minutes. No, they weren't. They were just like, oh, stupid. I'm going to go play on my phone.
I have a hack to get around that situation. It's a life hack. Is you simply get overly attached to characters nobody knows about anyway. Like my permanent warm bow, as the kids call it, is Action Master Elite Omega Supreme. So I just latch on to him, and then when I say what's your favorite Transformer, I say him. Oh, everybody just goes like.
I don't know what you started, but it's 4:54 now.
So we're maybe about 20 minutes before next spring.
Yeah, did you know that the Master Elite came out in European G1? And if you've already been going for like 20-some minutes, that might be a good time to do maybe the first call in case there's any Q&A. Anyone wants to just shout something at us. or ask a question, there is a mic available. We can keep talking too, but I just want to make sure you know it's there. It's the one that's floating right by the camera. So if you do ever get the inspiration, just go and line up. We'll see you doing it. So we'll pause and get into it. Someone's already doing it.
Do that.
Oh my goodness. Now it's on.
Oh, it's in the middle, so I better keep it in the middle. Okay. Question. Oh, okay, here's the question. Between G1 and Michael Bay, which one you like the most?
Just the two or everything in between?
Everything, including every single movie, including all except everything, pretty much. Or let's say all the Transformers movie, including live action, anime, pretty much all of them. Which one do you like the most?
I really like Beast Hunters because it was nice to hear Batman Beyond talking for Bumblebee for a bit. It was the most refreshing moment I had because I didn't think they were gonna actually movie-ize that. That was like 3 episodes. But and also seeing Frank Welker's one of his final performances as Megatron so far, having a character moment, kind of vaguely unearned or vaguely weird, given it was that he already died. But the conclusion of that being him going like, "Yo, this is screwed up. I'm leaving." I really enjoyed it. Unironically, it's one of my favorites.
How about others?
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm more of a comic person.
What's your favorite comic movie that's MCU? What's your favorite comic movie?
Yeah, I mean,
Very much.
What do you actually want me to talk about? How much I like the Loki Disney Plus series?
Yo, that was actually solid though.
It was so good. It was not what I expected, but what it was actually extremely good.
It was experimental and it didn't always hit, but it was very much. I really like that.
It was doing some really interesting things. Also, did you know that at one point Duck's head was employed by the Pythagorean Authority
Yeah.
in a Fantastic Four story?
No.
So there's a connection.
I did not.
But as far as
Out of
cartoons,
205 comic books,
I'm
you
always
did not know
gonna be
that?
a solid person. I'm not a big babe. I will watch Carnage and C Minor before I would sit down and watch any of the Bay movies.
Okay. What is this? Let's do everyone talk at the same time. What do you hate the most of all the movie? Which one do you hate the most? Everyone say at the same time. The most hated movie ever seen for all Transformers movies.
Age Extinction. Age of Extinction.
Expected.
There kept being.
It was like 4 movies that were kind of smushed into each other and they lost parts of it.
I'm a writing person, so I'm like very aware of things like the story arc and the act structure, and there kept being moments where I was like, so this is almost over, right? Wait, the Dinobots haven't even shown up yet. And we killed Fraser!
Oh yeah.
This is why I killed Fraser!
Yeah.
That's the point where Marky Mark is going with his bag, and they make sure to zoom in on his debit card for a Chinese bank. This random man.
There's something
That bank was financing the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they screw up my Grimlock. They screw up all my Grimlock love. Even the fifth one. And it's like, no.
I gotta speak out. Any defense is killing Fraser. Wasn't it kind of funny though how he did a ragdoll cartwheel when he got shot with a missile?
Yeah,
kind of.
No, I'm not saying that the death wasn't entertaining, but as a huge Fraser fan at the time, it broke my heart to see Optimus Prime, my childhood hero, murder Fraser.
Well, Fraser should have done better. I don't know. If I had a sitcom hero, but they had to get off by a robot, I'd want him to Gary's mod like he did. Just like, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, to answer the question, since there was a immediately there about, Optimus Prime murdering somebody, for me, obviously 86, great. But if we're gonna have to pick him up today, Dark Side of the Moon, because that's when he first introduced Murder Prime. Let's kill them all! Right? And that's something that Leonard Nimoy was in it as well too, which he did a fantastic job. So, out of all the day ones, I go with Dark Side of the Moon.
There was a lead into Murder Prime, and eventually followed with that. Give me your phrase.
I think that's where the bloodlust started.
As Trickster, along with Trickster, I'm also a big fan of the comics. So for me, the comics are the place where I think Transformers storytelling shines. Like, all the iterations of comics really take their time to delve into the lore. That's where all the big ideas with Transformers come from. And so, like, I had like those issues 1 through 80 of the Marvel US run.
Did you want him to sign?
Well, he only wrote 54 through 80. So.
Who are the other 200 or 156 comics you brought?
UK run was 332 issues.
You didn't bring all of them?
Wow. Also, Dreamwave and IDW and Transformers Regeneration 1 and Transformers 84.
Daryl, can you please get up for more?
I selected stuff from every era, so you know.
I will say I watched the cartoon as a kid, but I discovered the comics as back issues in the 90s. And if I hadn't discovered Simon Fern and stuff, I wouldn't be here right now. The cartoon would not have kept me in the fandom. Those comics hit right at the right age for me, exactly what I needed.
Yeah, I mean, in the 90s when, I love Beast Wars, but in the 90s when there were no Transformers comics really, from like 93 to 99 or so, I was reading those issues over and over and over again, lurking on all the toys that Transformers, reading fanfics for people who would continue the Transformers comics because there was no official stuff, so I was deep into the fanfics because that was the only place you can get more from that comic universe. And yeah, so that's everything for me, and you know that continues to this day, much to the chagrin of my family.
How excited were you about that? Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot to bring. I should have had Simon sign that. I forgot to bring that.
Because he even mentioned it, he was like really happy to see that exist.
Yeah.
That toy impressively has his nose too.
I love that they could have fixed his jet mode, but absolutely not. He has the jet mode of an afterthought designed by a comic artist with no toy engineering background, and they were like, we are going to translate this exactly. It did not make any attempt to make it like a real jet.
And he transforms with gusto too. That's why I stick up for Simon Terminator in general because they always have such gusto, even though they're going for something that most people go like, wow, a shape. But it's like, no, but don't you see? Like this is a space shape.
Future space shape.
Usually it's supposed to be pronounced space shit.
And the submarine.
Oh, I love submarines! Yes, going back to Gmail, all the upside down submarines in G1. It's a shame that, like, you know, they had those animation errors where they were flipped the wrong way around, but, like, it's just a classic piece of fandom trivia. And hey, they were creative, because they were given these model sheets, and it's like, hey, we send it back, and flip the submarine the right way around, and we just kind of like, I'm gonna start to hold on to the submarine, and use it like a gun.
I mean, not just that, but the idea to shrink the submarines down so they were hand-sized.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Robots had submarines.
They did. They did.
Thank you.
No worries.
Cool. I have a live stream, and usually what we ask everyone who's a guest, if out of your entire collection, if something were to happen in your house, hopefully this never happens, what's the one figure that you would run back to that house for?
I would be grabbing the Metagate chatter that I was given because that's the special someone that I met at this convention. So you know, I feel like there's a real soul connection there. Like, that would be like leaving a pet behind, except you know, not a pet that equals something I listen to. You know, whatever she tells me to do, I'll do it because you know she's got it going on. She's the malevolent master wife. What was the question?
Okay. If I had one thing to rescue, sounds like it came from the door. If I had one thing to rescue, it probably would be that original Power Master Optimus Prime one, because that's like the child of the toy. If not, it would be Combitron, which was right there next to him in all of a young Aaron's play mentality. Yes, it is from that. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming from that.
Well, it's coming from me moving something in the stack, so.
Big shout out to the AV crew for all their fine service to the show.
Well, he knows what I'm going to use this as an excuse to bring because mine is not a toy.
Oh,
So back at BotCon 97, the first one where we had LS, Simon Furman brought a stack of original art from things that he had worked on, and as I was going through that stack, I found that he had brought the original art to the single-page Death's Head strip Tiny Text, which I now own, and I would of course first make sure that all the cats under my care made it out safely, and then I would go back for the original art Tiny Text.
still progress. Still progress.
Yes,
It's
safe
more
kids.
important than literally irreplaceable historical comic artifacts.
I think I followed that one. Really, what the I guess Floodlights?
Floodlights cool.
The Black one, because that was like the first large chunk of money I spent on it.
Well, I mean, I answered this question on the street yesterday, but I'll mention it again. I have this studio, our O1 studio cell, which I love. It's in the cabinet next to my desk when we record, and I really love looking at that. But I mean, that is third party, and I mean, I do own really a lot of really expensive G1s, but generally it'd be that one, just because I just really like just the look of it.
What about the C? You need the brothers.
Oh, I mean, I haven't really gotten that one. I like the Unicron. I'm not super into the primates, but yeah.
You also can only pick one.
Oh,
Right.
I bet you the other one looks cool, except the part you try to transform it.
I mean, you got two hands, one planet each, right?
It's a pretty big planet.
It is. For me, it would probably be my RID 2001 Omega Prime, just because I had the Optimus Prime as a kid. Years later, only a couple years ago, I got the Ultraman to combine it. They're both complete, and it's just a culmination of everything I love about Transformers. You got transforming robots, you got an armoring of Optimus Prime, you got a combining function, you have lights, you have sound, you have spring-loaded missiles. It's the perfect toy, and I love it, and it means a lot to me to have in my collection.
Well, for me, it's my G1 biggest dream, and the reason why I say that is it's almost basically what you just said, right? And not just only that, but with my first big toy or figure that I was able to buy, and I say I mean me, not my parents, because my parents didn't really buy things for me like that, so I had to collect a lot of Coke bottles. And I mean a lot of Coke bottles. Yes, anybody younger than very young generation back in the day used to collect Coke bottles. We used to get 5 cents or a nickel or a dime.
Or even sell newspapers.
That's in newspapers. So, but I collected a lot of bottles for that on my Instagram. So if I gotta say something, it's gonna be that.
It's probably no surprise that since I've been going on about comics, it's gonna be a comic. So,
One of them, not 200.
yes, just Transformers number 75 of the original Marvel US run. That was the issue where they had their big Unicron epic moment. And actually, I mean, I don't know if this is controversial, but I think that was better than the 86 movie. I think that issue of Transformers number 75, that story was epic. I really love that.
I love how we're living in a world. I love how we're living in a world where your house is on fire and you can only say one comic, so you have to take time to flip through your comic box and find the right one instead of just grabbing the whole box.
If only I hadn't packed it in with 204 other
Hopefully they're at least all in order, so you know.
For me, there are so many figures in my collection that I would deem as irreplaceable were expensive enough to warrant that, like, go grab the one thing that I couldn't pick from any of them.
You just go down for fire.
No, I set up for something practically worthless. That when my girlfriend and I went to see Rise of the Beast, she surprised me by buying the Optimus Prime truck popcorn bucket.
Oh, the popcorn. Oh, that one.
It was very early in our relationship. It was so sweet. It made me so happy because it was something about, oh, that thing's cool. Not $50 cool, but cool. And then there she was with it full of popcorn. And I later got it signed by Peter Cullen at a DEFCON. And it's like, well, I guess that would be the thing I'd say. Because it has so much sentimental value behind it.
Yeah. Can you still eat popcorn out of it?
I could. Is it like
I mean, you're not gonna wash it, right? The signature's on top of it. You can't wash it.
And what? Washing is tricky.
Inside.
Yeah.
You can line it with wax paper, but then you know, like a wax paper lined giant $50 popcorn bucket that's also signed by a venerable voice actor.
Just buy another one.
One for show, one for popcorn.
Yeah. That's all the collector do. All the collector
No
do.
indication that you needed to eat popcorn out of it, but we're thousands. The whole collecting. Why don't you get a second one for popcorn use? Stop trying to juggle all these responsibilities.
We gotta get popcorn.
Hi guys. I was just wondering, for all these conventions, who's been your favorite Transformers celebrity that's gone to these, or favorite moment?
David K is mine because he always greets me with, "Hey Chris," he makes me feel cool for like 2 seconds. And I'm like, oh, David K, remember.
Aww.
I get all bashful.
Don't make me choose between Simon Furman and Aaron Archer. It's not fair.
Yeah, on the design engineering side, I've had a lot of really good conversations with Archer Monster, just about how processes work. And I'm an aerospace engineer, and it's amazing how many weird, like, tangents and parallel things are between something as precise as that and something as open as toy design.
Archer also always says, "Hey Chris," it makes me feel all cool for 2 seconds, makes me feel all bashful.
Yeah. Well, Aaron and I share a cool name, so.
I know 2 Aarons.
Yeah. You're better for it, or worse for it.
I found that over the past few years, I've really enjoyed just hanging out with Frank Todaro at the bar. And the one thing that really sticks out to me is when Kermit the Frog shows up, Frank Todaro turns into a 5-year-old. And it's one of the most adorable things to see. He just makes Kermit sit on his shoulder, and they're inseparable from then on.
Frank also always says, "Hey Chris," it makes me feel cool for 2 seconds.
Whoever's at the bar sitting next to me, I guess.
Yes. Hey, also.
I mean, I've had some fun ones. It's hard to argue beating, Mr. Cullen or Mr. Meltwell, they're top tier, right? I mean, besides Transformers, I've met some pretty awesome celebrities as well, but I would go with them as well. They're awesome.
I mean, the story I told about Terry McGovern earlier was actually just funny, so that might stick out to me. But other ones, it's hard to pick. I really like talking with a lot of the comic artists, and over the years, like Alex Milne and Griffith, like all of them, it's really just fun to talk with any of them. Especially if it's not about Transformers comics, it's just random stuff in general. Because I'll sit and talk about mecha and anime with them, and it's just a blast. Especially if like they're having a chill moment, just talk to them about that kind of stuff and what inspired them.
I haven't had the fortunate moments with many of our guests. Like I met Frankie Peter, right? They met a fan, right? He's designed or whatever, but I haven't had the opportunity yet, which I'm hoping maybe next year that I can sit next to him to a bar and have a nice cold drink with him and talk about some really cool stories. So that's my goal for next year.
Yeah, so, I mean, of course, this year, Simon Furman was a big thing. I hadn't met him before, but if I go back, like, I started coming to conventions 10 years ago, 2014, I went to BotCon the first time, and before BotCon, and you know, at this point, we just started transitions, we hadn't been doing it for a year, so I was just getting into the community, trying to meet people. We started trying to interview artists and writers and things, and I reached out to James Roberts and John Barber before BotCon, and asked them if I could interview them while I was there, and wound up like going out to dinner with them and just hanging out with them. And since then, I've gotten to hang out with lots of transformers comic artists, like Scott mentioned, Alex Milne, Andrew Griffith, and Leo Armadilli are here, Casey Collar, and all these guys. You know, just being able to hang out with them, you know, just have dinner, or drinks, whatever, and you know, just interact with them as people, and have them say, "Oh, we listen to your show and we love what you're doing," and having them say that to me, where you know I thought, you know, these guys are awesome, talented artists. You know, I'm not on their level at all, so it's really awesome to just you know, be able to interact with all those people here, and of course all the friends and fellow fans I've met at the convention. I mean, they're not celebrities, but you know, that's what I look forward to every time I get to go to a TFCon is hanging out with people I've met and the friendships I've made here.
It's weird, because when I meet those guys too, they always say, I've listened to your show and I really don't like what you do.
They say that to you?
They say that to me, yeah.
I mean, as someone who's heard feedback from other people, yeah, that's accurate.
Some people on G.I. Joe.
Did you bring them 205 comics?
No. The true convention was the friends we met along the way.
Well, kind of going back to your question, in a sense, I'm at that moment of time of making connections and starting to interview. Like, I was literally stuck in that whole corner the entire time, right? And just doing interview over interview, and that's the whole purpose of this, for me, that's the whole purpose of this convention, is to meet, network, and create new friends, right? Which I got invited to his podcast. He's gentleman right over here, so I have to thank him again. I'm telling him thank you. And so that's why I'm up here, right? And that's part of the journey of coming to these conventions, and I guess it's part of the journey of doing podcasts as well too. It's just meeting people and networking, and hopefully I can get to their stage where, hey Frank, let's go for a beer, you know, at the bar, right? So we're not that.
That's 10 years down the road. That's 305
Okay. So now you know how many comics break 305.
I don't think I have that much. But I also, for me, every show that I've done 2 artist alleys at TFCon, this is my 2nd year. And anytime I've gone to the show since 2013, I've always given art to the people that come in. So just to get the reaction, giving that. But since Artist Alley is very well for the 2nd year, I want to give back to you guys. If you're interested, I have prints for free for you guys from the catalog, because I have so many of them anyway. If you would like to pass it along, you can pick which one that's your favorite from it, and yeah, if that's okay.
Any of them? Do you have any of them?
They're all in here.
No, I mean, the
No, not of them, but just the favorite.
You don't want that.
Yeah. Well, Evangelist has a custom one.
Yeah, good.
So, but I'll pass it along if you guys would like to go one.
Thank you so much.
Being like, hey, I drew a picture of you when you weren't looking.
I mean, I feel really cool for 2 seconds, but also a little bashful. Yeah, no, I'm good. I have a very tiny pair of pieces that are mine.
All numbers. Because they like it on his birthday.
I drew. I love it. It's very kind. It's really cool of you to do.
I have one original piece of myself that I had done by one of the character designers from King of the Hill. And I asked him to draw me as one of the characters. I love that show. And when he was done with it, I looked at it and I showed my friends, I'm like, do I always look like I'm this sad? And they're like, yeah, kind of.
Okay. I guess that's like in a way, that's like putting the artist's mirror on yourself, right? It's a form of caricature.
Yeah.
You go to an artist and say, no, just draw me the way you would if I were a cartoon character. And they look at you and go, all right, time to draw out your extremes and render it into a trope. could be wrong. I mean, what's Eric Wyatt did an picture of me once. It's very cute. My mom loved it. She put it on some mugs. Just for herself. But more people should get art commissions of themselves, unegotistically, as a diagnostic.
I don't know, man.
Draw the inner me, whatever you see. Don't go to a caricature artist like on a street side, unless you're going to trust them. You gotta know what you're getting into with that stuff.
So I think we're probably just winding down now.
Let the tech guys go, let everybody else get dinner.
Never.
Lock the door.
Yeah.
So we should probably end with everyone plugging their podcast. So if anyone out there wants to listen, they enjoy
So I'm, as I said, I'm more than meets the year. We talk about Transformers Cybertron. There's a lot of weird theater references and musical outbreaks because we're theater kids. It's quite a lot of fun. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but we're coming back soon. We're just waiting on something to be not sick anymore to record our next episode.
See if we can move this without it exploding everything again. Alright. Yeah, Chris and I are on the TFW podcast found at tfw2005.com. Theoretically, it still goes to podcasters, but there's a Zoom user out there that keeps getting upset at us if the link's not working. We're sorry.
This is WTF.
TFW.
Also, it's relevant. Go to YouTube and find the playlist of our streams going through the 2003 era news.
Yes.
It's basically like a podcast, but with lots of visuals. So it's like a YouTube stream.
Yes, you were telling us about that in an earlier panel.
Yeah, you should go to 1 p.m. today and check out Deep Diving with Fan News 2003.
Get your briefcase, get your time travel briefcase, and go back earlier today.
Hit 88 miles per hour.
Yes, we did.
Yes, 80 miles per hour was in that podcast.
So our website is iaconunderground.net. We do Stasis Pod. Like I said, we are getting close to episode 400. We're actually probably past episode 400 because there was a point where we got weird, like 0.5.
Weird numbers. Official episodes were not at 400, but we've done side episodes. In between seasons, we do episodes of other random 80s and 90s cartoons, just to take a break and make fun of them.
Some of them are
Which number is Botmasters? Which number is Botmasters?
Was that a Patreon or was that
I
we
think
did an episode of Boxmaster.
No, that might have been a Patreon.
It might have been monthly we do Patreon episodes of something fun.
We should remember to throw that one up for free.
Yes, that's a good idea. We recently did a Patreon on the Masters of the Universe movie, which was a lot of fun. But yes, we do Stasis Pod, which we got all the way through Beast Wars, Beast Machines. We did a little bit in between, and then we did animated, and then we did crime, and then we alternated seasons of Robots in Disguise 2015 and Press Response. So now I'm excited for us to get to Box.
Well, first we gotta get your Cyberverse.
Is Box still on Netflix?
It's on there. It is also on my hard drive for archival reasons.
Yes, because
But only as a legitimate backup.
As a legitimate archival.
Like when we started watching RID, it wasn't available.
Yeah, we've definitely had to find questionable sources for some of this stuff, but it's all now on YouTube. Thank you guys. But we also have started back up with the approximately bi-weekly Icon Underground Radio News podcasts, which are a lot of fun because the reason we had to sort of take a break was because I work second shift, so we often end up recording them at literally like 1 in the morning. So it's definitely got two friends chatting about joining us at 1 in the morning energy. So that was a lot of fun. So Icon Underground Radio. And a fun older one in our back catalog that I was talking about the last TFCon I was at in 2019 in Reston. We did a series-based, an episode by episode of Superhuman Samurai Cybercon for SSSS.Gridman, where we had guest stars on every episode. We had Trent Troop and Greg Seplak to talk about the Shattered Glass tie-ins. We had some token people, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, it was every episode we had a different guest, so we brought, there was someone who we had on like the first episode and then like the 9th episode.
That was Trent.
That was Trent,
And
and
I
yeah,
haven't seen any of the show and did not watch the episodes in between. It was
and it's definitely a gift from community and coming in with the pizza and so that's also a fun one to work up because then it's still out there available, but it has completed.
We also did some Love Friends episodes, mostly Patreon.
Love of Friends, yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff, but mostly Transformers.
Yeah, it's just that if we did almost 400 episodes, if we did Transformers all the time, I thought we would get bored. So between seasons, sounds so.
Yeah, usually something that's like for, between.
Yeah, originally it was like.
Because it was like Meanwhile in Japan.
Yeah.
We did the Beast Wars second movie, because Meanwhile in Japan. But we've got a little more off the rails, because like what even was coming out at the same time as R.I.D. and Rescue Bots. It's like, oh, let's do an episode of Netflix.
I mean, we wrangled enough.
Yes.
Yeah, so, Transmissions Podcast, I mean, Charles will kick in on this a bit too.
Or transmissionspodcast.com.
You're right about it. Thank you. We're a bi-weekly show. Our Wednesday show is about toys, and that's where I shine. And then our Friday show is about comics and media, and that's where I get made fun of about that.
But not anymore.
I'm really gonna harp on about the 205 books. We are currently reviewing the Skybound series, the Energon universe, as I've been forced to read all of the G.I. Joe books to the state, which I am very upset about.
Transformers.
All
mean,
barely.
Bears scam by Skybound Entertainment?
Yeah, so we've been reviewing that.
We also commissioned a custom cover.
We did.
Issue 1.
Yes.
With art by E.J. Su.
Yes.
Did all the art on the original IDW Infiltration Studios.
Yeah, and we Charles has a couple of those covers here right now on him. If anyone's interested, we're selling for $20 Canadian. So if anyone's got $20 spare, but yeah, as far as episodes go, we're in our 11th year right now. We're about to hit episode 600 on the main show, 400 on the comic show. We've got a bunch of Patreon-only stuff. We've got a live play RPG show that's only for, well, it's not only for anywhere. It's the regular show goes out live after a week of being on Patreon. We like big bots with Scott and myself. We just pick a character in our collection and grab all the toys we can find of that character, and it's kind of fun. Yeah, we talk about how much we love that. Yeah, it was fun. And that's show just for our Patreons, so we do that. And we've got an awful lot of interview shows in our back catalog. So yeah, we've talked with Dave Kay, we've talked with UYGLZ, Greg Berger.
Simon Furman coming this week.
Yeah, Simon Furman, we just recorded today. Basically all the comic people over the years, we've talked with every one of them. So it's been fun. Who knows what's gonna come next, but yeah, we're still gonna churn them out. So yeah.
I mean, I'm also on Transmissions. I'm on the guest host. They plugged all that, but I have my own YouTube channel called Nerdstradamus, and we're on all the social media too. If you can't guess from the name, we do a lot of nerdy things. There is some Transformers content because I force my friends to do that, even if they're not interested. One of my favorite things I've done is take my one friend who knows nothing about Transformers and says, name that robot, where I give the Transformers figure and I say, name him, and tell me what he transforms into. I don't know if he's a genius or an idiot at naming, but it's somewhere there. But we also do a lot of music. We did a cover of the Beast Wars theme song. We've done songs called I Love Robots and Robot Redemption, stuff like that. But if you look up Nerdstradamus, we have a link tree, you can find all our stuff there.
The Beast Wars thing, you could do a variant where the Beasties.
We did because after we released it, I think you specifically mentioned it, and it's like, I told my friend who's a musician, it's like, we have to do a Beasties cover. To which he says, what is that? And I had to explain someone had mentioned beasties. She's like, what's that? And I'm like, well, in Canada, we couldn't have war in 1997 because we were too peaceful. So we re-recorded an entire theme song. It was called Beasties, and her response was like, "That's a really funny thing to do, but you're not going to make me look stupid."
No, it was
Yes.
Oh, okay, my turn. We're the new kids on the block. We're called Children of Promise. We do a weekly show on YouTube, and obviously we're on all the social platforms as well too, from 8 till 10. We talk about obviously Transformers, we do news and reviews, and talk about everything, anything Transformer, and it's also related. So we look both, we like stores, and we talk to a whole bunch of guests as well too. Not just only that, what we try to do is that if you want to join our show and talk about what we're talking about, or you want to add something, you can always join our show and be involved and talk about Transformers. So we're all children of promise. That's how we look at it. Oh, .com. Yes. Right. It could be .ca, but it's .com. We wouldn't know that.
Senior typing .org, .cards, why is it working? Already mentioned the Transmissions podcast. I'll just say again, the Empire of Rust, Transformers Live Play RPG podcast. That's an awesome show that is on our network. So if you go to transmissionspodcast.com, you can find it there. It's we have 3 seasons of an original RPG story set in a variant of the IDW universe, and none of us are the main characters on it, so it's a completely different cast of people. If you don't like any of our voices here, so I think that's really great. Also,
I was just gonna say, if you're a fan of IDW and you want more of it, now that you're on, like, listen to it. There's about 120 episodes of it now, and if you've got a long drive back home from this, like say about 6 hours, great time to binge it. I will be.
And we run a Discord server, so we have a community for all our listeners. So if you go to transmissionspodcast.com/Discord, you can sign to join up there and interact with us and interact with lots of fellow Transformers fans.
Sorry, what about
Yeah. Transmissionspodcast.com/Discord.
Oh, we have a
/Discord.
The .gg or
.biz.
Yeah, do you have .gov yet?
Guys, the word dot is starting to be
What about
Yes.
Hey, can I also just say, if I understood correctly, we do have some folks here who have not done one of these kind of podcast roundtable panels before, right? So I wanted to say, like, hey, welcome to fun times and fun collaborative experiences up here, and y'all did really well. If it was your first time for real doing one of these like this.
It is my second time, and my first time in 5 years.
I mean, that's practically the first time, right? They say your cells generally by the time 5 years pass, you should be a completely different genetic person. So technically, it's your first one, right? Yeah.
Also, that was in the DC area, so it doesn't count, because it wasn't Toronto.
Proper. Toronto locals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. Yeah, okay, we wrong anyways.
You got a problem with the DC area? I'm from Virginia.
And thanks to all of you for coming on out to a post-show panel. That is always a bit of an ask. I know that it's a bit of an ask, but also what else are you gonna do? But no, we always appreciate seeing folks coming out to just hang out and get a little bit of a debrief vibe. And hey, this time it's been double, triple streamed. If you want to check up on something, like if you can't check up on it, then talk to all of them.
And this will probably be episode 599 of Transmissions this week. So.
Not 600?
No, 600 is next week.
Is that my special? This one's 0?
And also, once again, thanks to everybody, especially thanks to Evan, I'm biased.
Kermit.
Kermit's a ham.
Eat something. You need to refuel.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh, sure.
Can you picture? Holding the drawer that you had, you just picked it. Hold it.
Oh, sure. Everyone has to take season while we do this.
3, 2, 1. Everyone, say cheese.
Cheese.
What's in the box?
Good.
Good choices, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, can you now unlock the doors?
Now, time to get some energy on.
Now we're gonna just sit here and watch you all leave.
I feel my God, thank you. And thank you for watching our stream. I'll see you guys next year.